Never surrender your dignity when it comes to relationships, when it comes to dating, when it comes to love affairs. We are still in the fourth season, and we are going to talk about what happens when you surrender your dignity, when you give up on it, when you put love or the fact that you're very into someone above your dignity, above your self love, your self value. And this is something that happens very often. That's why I want to talk about it. See, sometimes in life, you're going to meet someone and you're going to like this person very much. You're going to be very into this person for various reasons. It can be because the person is extremely intelligent, if you're into that, which is my case. It can be because the person is extremely good in bed and you value that a lot, which is my case as well. It can be because the person has some characteristic that you like a lot, because the person behaves in a way or has something that really attracts you, okay? Something that really triggers you in so many ways, in so many senses. And you're going to be very into this person, addicted to this person, hooked to this person, because this person has something that really itches you, that really touches you somehow, or has this special aura, this special behavior. I don't know what. Sometimes we don't even know what it is, but something that really, really attracts us and puts us attached to this person. And when that happens, you are going to make all the efforts possible and even impossible ones to keep that person close to you, to stay with that person, to keep that person in your life, to go on in the relationship with that person. And aware of it or not, in a conscious way or not, this person noticing that might do things either to test you or not even to test you because they are not aware of it, but that will bother you or that will make you feel bad or that will push your boundaries, whatever. And this is going to start mining your self-love or even your love for the person, but somehow you're going to stick to that person, you're going to stick to that relationship, you're going to continue with that person because there is something very strong that binds you, that attracts you to that person, that makes you be very interested in that other human being. And what is going to happen is that in certain cases, there is going to come to a point where you are going to start losing your dignity in order to stay with that person. You are going to start accepting things that are unacceptable, that you would have never accepted before, that you considered to be your limits, your boundaries. And you're going to start pushing them, breaking them completely, and accepting exceptions that you would have never accepted because you are addicted, hooked, or whatever to that person, because that person has something very special that keeps you strongly bound to them, that keeps you attached to them, and you really don't want to leave them. You really don't want to get rid of that. It's like, I don't know, a drug, you know? So what is going to happen is, as you start accepting those exceptions, as you start accepting those situations, as you start making so many concessions because you want to be with that person, little by little, sometimes too late, you are going to notice that you are surrendering your dignity, that you are allowing yourself to be diminished by that person, that you are allowing yourself to do things that you would have never done before, that undervalue yourself, that put you in a low position, and that will make that person look down on you. Like, wow, this person is accepting so many things. I can push so many boundaries and the person still stays with me. I must be really the best thing in the world. Or this person cannot get anything better than me. This person is needy, is weak, or is not that much, even though the person looks like that much. It's a beautiful person with money and beautiful body and things are going well for their lives. But the person who's with you and who you are addicted to, attached to, will think, wow, this person can get anything better. Maybe in an unconscious way, but it doesn't matter. And this person will be like, wow, I can do many things and the person still is going to be with me. Either they will do it on purpose to test you, and that means they're horrible people and you don't want to be with them anyway, or they will do it unaware of doing it, just like instinctively pushing to see what are your limits, and your limits are past gone. You already crossed them and you keep stretching them and stretching them and stretching them. Sorry. What is the problem with that? There is going to be a moment in which you are going to completely lose your dignity. You are going to completely lose your self-love, your self-respect. And in that moment, this person that you are so attached to, so hooked to, that you like so much, this person is not going to respect you anymore. This person is going to start looking down on you. This person is going to start disrespecting you consciously. Like, they will be aware of it. They will be like, I cannot value someone who accepts so much like that and still stays with me, because that means this person is weak. This person has no limits. This person has no self-value, no self-love. This person will take anything to stay with me. And even though you might think, oh, but they can look at that in a romantic way and think that I'm so in love, so into them, that I'm willing to accept so many things to stay with them, and this is so beautiful, and they are going to do the same. Even though you want to look at that with this romantic perspective, I can tell you, they will not see it that way. In 99.9% of the cases, they will not see it that way. They will look at you and be like, this person is taking so much and is not reacting, is still staying with me, is accepting so much, and the person herself or himself will notice that you are losing your dignity, that you are becoming less of a being because of them, and they will not respect you because of that. They will not value as much because of that. If they really liked you before and did those things unaware or unconscious of doing them, now they are going to be aware of it. They are going to know that they are doing it, and they will keep on doing it. And it will come to a point where even they might leave you because they see you as such irrelevant, insignificant, without any value, that they will ditch you, even though this kind of behavior is also addictive for them, because so many people want to have their egos boosted or pushed or something like that. But there is a moment in which this idolatry, this worshipping comes to a point where the person is even bored of it. The person is like, yeah, okay, it doesn't cause any effect on them anymore. It doesn't have any result on them anymore, because they got so used to it, and you went to such a low point, you lost so much value that they don't even value that anymore. They don't even feel that anymore, that sacrifice, that worshipping or whatever. And they just get bored of you, and in some extreme cases they can even start disliking you or hating you, and they will despise you so much that they will start really treating you in a bad way. You will give them the chance to become really bad people towards yourself, to really be mean with you. That's why you have to have certain boundaries. That's why you have to have certain standards. I'm not telling you to become the opposite of it, an arrogant, silly person, or to have ridiculous, high standards that no one can fulfill. I'm not telling you that. Life is always about balance. The ancient Greeks have already told us, find the good measure. And the good measure is a balance. It's not necessarily 50 between 0 and 100. It might be 45, 46, 52, 53, 54. But you have to find a balance, and you have to somehow have the wisdom to find that balance, to know what is acceptable, what is within normality, and what is becoming a little bit too much. You need to find a way to learn that, asking people that you trust, paying attention to other people's examples and experiences, watching how things happen in life, and trying to understand where you are at. But you need to find a good measure, because if you are with someone for a long-term relationship and you both like each other, I don't see any problems in making 1 or 2 sacrifices, in doing something very big for the other person sometimes, and making time available for the person, making things for this person. I don't see any problem with that. I think it's beautiful and romantic, but you need to know that there is a limit. No, I'm not even talking about reciprocity. Maybe the other person is reciprocating everything that you're doing, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. It doesn't matter, really doesn't matter for this conversation. What matters is you have to know that there is a limit that you should not cross, no matter how into you are that person. And I'm not giving you just theory here. I'm telling you something that I have done, that I have practiced, that I was very into someone, that it was just amazing. It was just a great match. But I noticed that I was starting to do way too much, and I was about to lose my dignity. I was about to do more than what I should, more than what my boundaries allowed me, more than what I wanted according to my standards and to my limits. And I have to cut it off because it was just going to ruin my life. And there is something that I think, at least my experience shows, that you cannot recover, and it's dignity. Once you surrender it and once you lose it, it's very difficult to recover it, almost impossible. And in the process of trying to recover it, you are going to resent having done that. You are going to regret having done that. And you are going to become bitter, resentful, and that thing will eat you alive. It will eat your soul, and you will never forget that, and you will never forgive yourself. And more, you might even lose respect for your own self. You will think that you couldn't go that low. And if you lose respect for yourself, then it's game over. Don't let that happen. See you in the next episode.